The forest was calm again after Milo's brave rescue of the baby deer the day before. The tall trees whispered softly as the wind moved through their leaves, and the sunlight danced on the ground like golden sparks. Milo, the small brown rat with bright curious eyes, woke up early in his cozy burrow under an old oak tree. He stretched his tiny paws and stepped outside, breathing the fresh morning air. Even though he was small, Milo always felt like the forest was full of big adventures waiting for him. As Milo walked along a narrow path covered with soft moss, he noticed something unusual. The birds were flying nervously above the trees, and the squirrels were running quickly from branch to branch. It felt as if something was wrong in the forest. Milo stopped and listened carefully. Suddenly, he heard a familiar sound. It was a frightened cry. Without wasting a second, Milo followed the sound deeper into the forest. His tiny feet moved quickly over roots and fallen leaves. The cries became louder, and soon Milo reached a small clearing near a stream. There he saw the baby deer he had saved the day before. The little deer was trying to cross the stream but had slipped on the wet stones and fallen into a shallow muddy area near the water. The baby deer struggled to stand up, but the mud was thick and sticky. Every time it tried to move, its legs sank deeper. Its eyes were wide with fear, and it called softly for its mother. Milo's heart filled with concern. He knew he had to help again. "Don't worry," Milo said gently as he stood near the edge of the mud. "I'm here, and I won't leave you alone." The baby deer recognized Milo and felt a little calmer. "Milo, I tried to follow my mother to the other side of the stream," the deer said nervously. "But I slipped and now I can't get out." Milo looked around carefully. The muddy ground was too soft for him to step on, and if he went closer, he might get stuck too. For a moment, Milo thought quietly. He knew that being brave was important, but being smart was even more important. Just then, the sound of rustling bushes came from nearby. Milo quickly turned his head and saw something moving in the tall grass. A large shadow slowly appeared. It was the same sly fox that had been wandering around the forest earlier. The fox's sharp eyes were searching the area for food. Milo's heart started beating faster. If the fox saw the helpless baby deer, it could be very dangerous. Milo had to think fast. He whispered to the baby deer, "Stay very quiet. I will find a way to help you." Milo quickly ran toward the nearby trees where several monkeys were playing and jumping between the branches. The monkeys were known for their strength and cleverness. Milo looked up and called out loudly, "Friends! Please help us! The baby deer is stuck in the mud, and a fox is nearby." The monkeys stopped playing and looked down. They immediately understood the danger. Two strong monkeys quickly climbed down and followed Milo to the stream. One monkey grabbed a long fallen branch and carefully pushed it toward the baby deer. The other monkey held the branch steady from the bank of the stream. Milo stood near the edge, encouraging the deer. "Step on the branch slowly," Milo said. "You can do it." The baby deer gathered its courage and slowly placed one hoof on the branch. The mud tried to pull its legs down, but the branch gave it support. With careful steps and a lot of effort, the baby deer finally managed to climb out of the muddy trap. Just as the deer reached the safe ground, the fox suddenly appeared from the bushes. Its eyes glowed with hunger as it looked at the small deer. But the monkeys were ready. They jumped down from the trees, shouting loudly and shaking the branches. Leaves and twigs fell everywhere. Surprised and confused by the sudden noise and movement, the fox quickly backed away. Realizing that the forest animals were united, the fox turned and ran back into the deep woods. The danger was finally gone. The baby deer stood safely beside Milo, breathing heavily but smiling with relief. "Thank you again, Milo," the little deer said softly. "You saved me twice." Just then, the graceful mother deer appeared from between the trees. She had been searching everywhere for her baby. When she saw the deer safe and standing beside Milo and the monkeys, her eyes filled with gratitude. "You are a true friend of the forest," she said warmly to Milo. "Your bravery and kindness make this forest a safer place for everyone." Milo felt a little shy hearing those words. He scratched his ear and smiled humbly. "I just did what any good friend would do," he replied. The monkeys cheered happily and climbed back into the trees. The forest slowly returned to its peaceful rhythm. Birds began singing again, and the soft wind carried the sound of flowing water from the stream. As the sun began to set, painting the sky with shades of orange and pink, Milo walked back toward his burrow. He felt tired but proud. Today had been another big adventure for such a small rat. Before going inside, Milo looked up at the tall trees and the endless forest around him. Somewhere out there, another animal might need help tomorrow. And Milo knew that whenever someone in the forest was in danger, the tiny hero with the big heart would always be ready for the next adventure.